host that conversation, joining me to speak on everything surrounding the former Miss South African contestant, now Miss Universe Nigeria contestant, is the National Director for Miss Universe Nigeria, Guy Murray Bruce. I'm delighted to have you join me on the show today.
Thanks for having me on set.
Absolutely. My first question to you, obviously, just before we came live was, how do you feel about the entire debacle so far?
Well, I'm excited and I'm sad.
Okay.
I'm excited because we're trying to help someone who's been left and abandoned. And I'm sad because she was abandoned.
Okay.
And no fault of hers. She's only a victim because she has a Nigerian father and South African mother.
But now that's where the bone of contention is, because
Yes.
based on, again, it's Africa we're
That's
looking
correct.
at. And this is a situation that how we respond would say a lot about how we react to things on a larger level, on a more dynamic level, I would say. Now, her mum, according to the Home Affairs Department, is South African with a Mozambican descent. But then there is that clause of identity theft, and that's where the bone of contention is. Of course, she has absolutely nothing to do with that. But did this come up at any point in time while you made that decision to invite her to join Miss Universe?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I had a discussion with her, and she said that was being investigated, and I found out there was absolutely no claim whatsoever to that story.
Okay.
She is South African. Her mother is South African.
Wow.
I don't know if it was cooked up. I have no idea. But she tells me the mother is South African. They've dropped that case.
Okay.
So I don't know what's out there in the media now because...
Oh, it's a lot of things in the media out there right now.
I know. But as of 2 days ago, I was told...
That they've dropped the case?
They've investigated and the mother is South African.
This is really,
I know.
this is crazy.
It's a bit twisted.
So let me get this straight.
So I think it's a case of she was going so well in the pageant. They wanted to get her out and use any opportunity to get her out. That's how I see it.
Now, one of the major words that has come up in this entire situation is xenophobic backlash.
Yes.
Those are words that have really been emphasized in this entire situation. And it was hard to use those words because at the time there was no confirmation whatsoever as to whether there was any truth to the identity theft. But now looking at it on the basis of you've spoken to her 2 days ago and she says that case has been dropped.
That's what I was told.
We can go back to the conversation.
I don't have anything on paper, but I was told that.
Did you speak to her mum?
No, spoke to her personally.
But is she in touch with her mother?
Yes, she is, and her father.
And her father.
Yeah.
And they
live in South Africa.
And they're well aware that she had that conversation with you saying that the case had been dropped.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
You have to help me, Guy.
I don't know.
Because we're trying to... Here's another thing. Miss Universe Nigeria is a pageant on its own. Do you think that by getting involved with this without being 100% certain that that case has been dropped, it might in any way affect the pageant and its integrity?
No. She has a Nigerian father. She is a dual citizen. She has a Nigerian passport. Makes her a Nigerian as well as South African. Based on the fact she's a Nigerian is all I'm looking after.
Okay.
She's a Nigerian because of her father. And he's from Enugu State.
Okay.
They live in South Africa. And she's 23 years old. Last time she was in Nigeria was when she was 3 years old. And yes, but she has roots in Nigeria. She has family in Enugu. She has family in Lagos. Her mother's family is in South Africa. I don't know beyond that. I'm not in her family to understand all those things, but I can tell you what I'm told. She tells me her family is in SA. And I just feel she was victimized because her only crime is being half Nigerian and half South African, if you ask me. And that's where the xenophobia comes in.
Is this something that you feel personally, like you feel personally acquainted with, that particular story? Because the first thing you said when I asked you was that you were saving someone.
Exactly.
And that sounds like something that really, really meant a lot to you.
Yeah, because you cannot let a Nigerian woman, no matter where she's at in the world, you cannot have a fellow Nigerian and not save that person. You got to save someone in distress. She's been kept in a silo, and they want to put a lid over the silo. That means she can't get out of it. That's stifling.
They're going to put her there?
When I mean silo, is that they put her in
Like
tiny space and nothing to do.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah, so we need to give her this great opportunity. Nigeria is an open field. We don't discriminate. We don't have xenophobia in Nigeria. We don't practice that here. After all, when you look north, you have people from Niger Republic, Chad, coming in here, mixed with the Hausa, they migrate to the south, blend in. Who knows who's who? We're all mixed somehow. We're all mixed in Africa somehow. Why do we want to practice that there in South Africa?
Would you have a different thought if after all of this it was discovered that maybe there was some case of identity theft?
Even if that were the case, that wouldn't be her problem.
Yeah.
Because she was born in South Africa, innocently, to a Nigerian father, South African mother. I'm not going to be responsible for the parents. We're only looking out for a Nigerian girl who has a Nigerian father, and we want to promote in Nigeria. That's all we're looking after.
Now, what do you have to say to people who feel like this is a little unfair to the other contestants, and there might be some level of bias based on the fact that this is already a story? So what are the odds that the others stand a chance to still come out on top?
Well, let's put it this way. We had 24 beautiful ladies who were selected to participate in the Miss Universe Nigeria. We closed this 2 weeks ago. This came up on Friday. We reached out through press release. We spoke on the telephone on Friday. She agreed to go through the same process as the other girls. This was an extraordinary case. Yes, we reached out to an olive branch. It was an extraordinary case. And said, would you like to participate? I reached out to the national director of South Africa, Miss South Africa, who happens to be a friend of mine. And it has nothing to do with the organization, by the way, in Miss South Africa. It had to do with the government. The organizers were fine with her. The government were the ones after her. So let's separate issues here now.
Okay.
I have nothing wrong with Miss South Africa organization because they were very transparent and they were very sympathetic towards her. But the government was not nice towards her.
Yeah.
Now, we gave her this olive branch to participate in our pageant. Since she's half Nigerian and she has a Nigerian passport. And she went through the whole screening process like every other girl that took part, that's participating. And we found her fit to participate in our pageant. Now, you say, would she be advantaged over the others?
Yeah, would there be some level, because I mean, there are conversations around a level of unfair advantage that could possess. Naturally,
people will feel that way. But it's funny, the same day we had the press release, the girls in the pageant were going to send me a petition to say, could we include this young lady, Chidinma from South Africa, into our pageant? So it wasn't just us thinking that way. The girls were thinking that way.
Okay.
So I must give kudos to the 24 delegates who were reaching out to her to say, come and join us in Nigeria. It's our sisterhood.
Amazing.
Yeah.
To think about it. I mean,
so it's not a case. It's not a case of we just wanted her. No, the girls were aware of it and they wanted her to come join.
You know, I love what you said about the fact that whatever the case may be, she had nothing to do with that.
She had nothing to do with it.
And this is a girl who's now basically the center of a lot of attention.
Worldwide attention.
Worldwide attention, and we are trying to make a statement here. Now, speaking to that statement, what are we trying to tell the world about us Nigerians with this move?
Here comes some positive for Nigeria, right? We're a united nation. Nigeria is a united nation. We care for one another. We look out for our brothers and sisters, no matter where they are. That's what we stand for. Nigeria is not all what they say we are. At the end of the day, look at what we're doing today. We're bringing up the girl from the pits into Nigeria.
You know, it's interesting and ironic, I would say, that, again, the creative industry is setting the stage for other industries in Nigeria to follow. Because we do have a lot of industries where there's a lot of strife, there's a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of division. But with the creative space, I always find that we always find a way to bring ourselves together. So
that's true.
That's a big one. But now going to the conversation around pageants. You know, Miss Universe is huge and dynamic.
Very huge.
So what are we going to make, how are we going to make this year any different? Because if there's one thing that also came up, it was the fact that we have to give it to the production of Miss South Africa. It is incredible how can we put our stage and our infrastructure and our entire production on that same pedestal where globally it is standard?
Yeah, we strive to do that every year. It's certainly, we have challenges in Nigeria, as you're well aware, and we can only do better each time as we go along, as we progress. But the most important thing is whoever wins this pageant goes on to Miss Universe in Mexico, Mexico City, November 16th. We'll be given a lot of attention, I promise you that. That's kudos to Nigeria. I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm looking at Nigeria. Nigeria gets all the attention. We need all the attention. We need everything positive to keep us going. We have too much negativity.
Negative energy.
And now we need something positive. And this is a good story. This is fantastic. No, whoever wins, I don't care who wins. I wish all of them the best of luck. But whoever gets there, they'll look at Nigeria. Oh my God. Out of 110 girls that will participate, they will look at her. And Nigeria will shine. I promise you that.
What does the winner get?
Where?
At Miss Universe Nigeria. What does she get? Well, I mean, is it public?
Yeah, 10 million naira in cash and prizes. Or you want to give me more money, I'll give her?
I want to give you more money. I'm asking you to give me.
It's a great, see, that's the thing. I don't look at the micro, I look at the macro. It's a great opportunity for the winner to go to Miss Universe. And participate with 100+ delegates from around the world.
Of course, Michelle Ihezue, she's married now.
She's married, and she was the first married woman to participate.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah. I absolutely love her. Such a graceful
We're
young
very
lady.
Diverse. Miss Universe right now is very diverse. Anywhere between the ages 18 and up. So
18 and up, meaning
18 and up. 18 and up.
Wait a minute.
18
what
and
do
up.
you mean? Like, what are you trying to tell me?
I'm trying to say you can participate if you have the courage to do that. Yeah.
If I have the courage.
You must have the courage. If you don't have the courage,
But do you think?
We'll leave you in a rise.
But do you think though, like, when you look at a female and you say, you know what, this is somebody that, what do you look at? The same when you look at me and you say, you know what, if you have the courage, you can go right in. Apart from the courage, what else are you looking for?
Guts, enthusiasm, skills. So it's not about, there's a stereotype that you got to be skinny and tall and all that. All that is past. That's a thing of the past. That was very sexist, if you ask me. Very, very sexist.
So you no longer have to be slim, tall, have a certain type of body?
None of that.
So balance this out with the diet for the pageant girls at wherever location they're staying. I know once upon a time there was a very strict diet. There was all sorts of food available, but there was an unwritten. I know a couple of people that have done pageant. There was an unwritten rule as to what not to eat and what to eat. So balance this, what you're saying, with that. You're saying anyone, no matter your size.
Miss Universe 2 years ago opened up to, last year as a matter of fact, opened up to any lady 18 and up. You could be married, you could be divorced, you could be widowed, you could have kids.
You could be in your 40s, you could be in your...
I said 18 and up. 18 and up means 18 and up, you could be 64, 84, if you have the courage, like I said. I wish you the best. But...
That is interesting.
It is interesting.
What inspired that decision?
There's some things I will not talk about because the owners of Miss Universe, there's some things I will never use as criteria to participate here because there's LGBTQ and all that stuff. But I go with the laws of the country and stick to the laws and the guidelines, and that's what I'll go by.
What inspired that decision? You said something profound, that's sexist, that's dated.
It is. It was done by the Miss Universe organization 2 years ago, last year as a matter of fact.
And I'm excited about that guy.
It was done by the current owner. Her name is Anne. She's a trans, and more into feminine agenda and women empowerment. And it's not about, like I said, it's not about how skinny. You got to be brilliant. You got to be smart. And the average person is average in size, not skinny in size. And what makes it look? If I look at even Kamala Harris, when you think about it, she's a beautiful lady.
She is beautiful.
She's almost 60. Now, if she had the courage, she could take part in Miss Universe.
And I think a lot of women...
Sharon Stone could do that.
A lot of Nicole Kidman. I'm thinking a lot of women.
So,
Genevieve Nnaji.
If you look good, anybody.
Anyone could do it.
Yeah, I mean, don't be ridiculous, but at the same time.
What do you mean? What
I mean, don't be ridiculous. Don't bring someone in a wheelchair and roll up there.
Wait a minute. Come on. What if? But you just had the first deaf winner.
Yeah.
So
I mean, don't bring a wrinkled old person there. That's
like someone who's like 93.
No, 96.
96. What is the difference between 93?
There's no discrimination.
Of course, that's important to point out.
I'm proud of Miss South Africa.
Mia LaRousse.
She's deaf, but she can talk. We need to empower women who are disabled and who can participate in any normal thing that you would do.
In terms of personal empowerment, how would you say the Miss Universe, Miss Universe Nigeria pageant empowers its, not just the winner, but every woman who's walked through that door as a contestant? Because it's great to be put on a global stage as a representative of the country, but personal empowerment for each person. Are there programs?
Do you know the opportunities that come your way when you're in the pageant?
There could be, but realistically speaking, how many people have access to all these opportunities? I know a few
Those that take part.
that still have to manage, I would say, to find their way. Because again, let's bring it back home to Nigeria. I appreciate the broader perspective and looking at things on a broader, bigger picture. But bringing it back home, where you've done the pageant and you've come back to your house, is there any afterthoughts giving to these pageant girls to say, you know what, you were one of us? Maybe like an alumni association or something, I don't know. But is there any afterthought giving to say, you know what, let's check up on you once a year or something like that?
We do. But also, don't forget, it also depends on the individual. If you don't have the drive, nothing you can do about it. But you can only guide them the right path. Show them the right ways and see what happens with that. Okay. But if they don't have the drive, there's nothing really you can do about it. Even if you have kids and one doesn't want to study, what do you do? Keep flunking. So they must have, first of all, they must be passionate. They must have the drive. Believe me, if you have the drive, anything is possible in this country. With your support, obviously. 100%. So the pageant girls can always reach out to you post the pageant? They always do. Okay. They always do. And then the best part of it all, once they get into this Miss Universe or Miss World, Miss Supernatural, which we do the three biggest events around the world, they form a fraternity, or a sorority around the girls. They have a family there. All the Miss Universe girls all meet. They all have the groups. They meet in Monaco. They meet in Australia. They invite them for events, and they meet different people and great opportunity. It's a huge platform. So the girl must be smart enough to say, I have this platform, how do I use it? Now, in terms of government involvement, how would you assess that in the industry, not just Miss Universe Nigeria, but being, obviously the national director, you definitely know that this is number one when you talk about the plethora of pageants we have in Nigeria. So looking at government... It's the best. It's never been seen before. I promise you this. The way you say that, you say that with so much. But that's the truth. I'm not going to lie about it. But that's the thing. We've been doing pageants. We've been running pageants for 38 years. I love competition. So that's the problem. How do we know the best if there's no competition? There is competition. There are other pageants. But are they as I can't speak prestigious? Well, you obviously can't, but I can tell you. We have the three most prestigious events we go to. Miss Universe, Miss World, and Miss Supranational. That's it. No, I'm not talking on the global scale. I'm talking about in Nigeria. I'm talking Miss Universe Nigeria versus others. We still have the best. That's the point. I'm saying that's why I asked about the government involvement. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just telling you the fact. No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, how do you say I am the best when you don't really have a lot of competition? Because realistically... But nobody's stopping anyone from participating, from doing shows. That's why I'm talking. There are pageants. Not everyone has the same opportunities or funding as the Silverbird group might have. We don't have the funding you think we do. But it's, like I said to you, if you want to pursue a dream, go for it. Does the government get involved? No. In any way? Do they support? It's a private thing. Do you think pageantry should have some level of government intervention? Maybe from the Ministry of Arts, Culture, At the end of the day, what do we promote? Nigeria. That's what we promote. Do you think it is needed? It is 100% needed. Every other country has support from the government. South Africa has support from the government. How can they support? You have the might. Things can happen. We put the show together. At the end of the day, it's like the Olympics. Yeah. Who gets credit? It's Nigeria. We didn't win any feather. We came back. That's kind of heartbreaking. Not even a postcard. I know. Not even like a little trophy. Not even thanks for coming. Nothing. Not even like a little
Like
chocolate.
Chocolate
Fake
or baguette.
chocolates. Yeah.
Like bagel, nothing.
You know, the golden chocolates.
I know, really nice. Maybe they give them that on. We're talking about chocolate. Let's leave chocolate alone.
It's the same thing about pageants or any international event.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Well, Guy Murray.
So we need support from the government, from corporate bodies and all that. That's the only way to make it big.
Because when I look at Miss Universe Nigeria, I think it's just like a parent, right? And then you have many children or mentees, I would put that way, to say we're all looking up to you.
Right.
So you also have a responsibility to say, this is our industry and we can do so much better. Miss Universe Nigeria might be the best.
It is the best.
It is the best.
You.
However, we need to ensure that every single year there are multiple pageants that we're looking at and saying, oh, you know what, we need to, how can we make that possible?
I don't know, it's up to people to do it. We do our part. We don't control the space. We just do what we do best, that's all.
Okay. Well, I mean, I get what you mean, because it's a private institution and you have to...
years we've been doing it.
Yeah.
You know, we started very small, but we've grown now.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm looking forward to this year's show.
I'd love for you to come.
I'm looking forward to it, 100%. I think it's going to be a very interesting...
It'll be very explosive.
It will be.
Be your cameraman to catch the,
well, of course,
catch the moments.
Send us some money at Arise. We'll 100% bring, not just a cameraman, we can string the entire event live.
I'm talking to you as a journalist, you talk about money.
I'm just saying, you said we should bring our cameraman.
Those things don't go together.
No. You said bring your cameraman. When you say bring your cameraman, you've gone beyond...
You want news, right? You want news, right?
No, we will take the news.
News.
That's great news. See, you're here today.
The world is watching us.
The world is watching.
The world is watching Nigeria. The show, we reach out to a young lady in need and we've helped her out. Not the government, a private company.
Which is what I said earlier about the creative economy. We have that record for always seeing things first before they do.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Guy Murray, for joining me on Arise 360 today.
Thank you so much
This was an absolute delight.